It is time for another episode of the Portsmouth Comic Con Podcast. The event that I am waiting for all year round is only a few short weeks away, and today I am joined with Kieran from the Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters, and they will be coming along to the event and making it an even more fun experience, and today we will talk all about that. Kieran, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Now, I've got to say already, for those that are watching on YouTube, I am thoroughly underdressed because you are there looking fantastic, sir, in your Ghostbusters outfit. So thank you for making the effort today. We're going to have a nice chat today about everything that you do and what you will be bringing to the event. So first of all, if you can, a brief origin story, Kieran, with it be about you or the Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters. Let's find out what you're all about.
Right, so we started back in 2019. There was a little Comic-Con event in Southend where the Ecto 1 was coming along. I'll go down there and see the car. I've never seen the car in person, and I met the other members. We sort of got chatting, and that's how we started. We did a local event at a toy shop, meeting children, and it all spiraled from there. And then nearly 6 years later, we're still here.
And it's bigger and better each year. It seems to be your
Absolutely.
Your group is growing, as it were. You're getting more fame, as it were. But not fame, it's the fact that you are welcoming more members to a community that you've created, which is a great thing. That's what the Ghostbusters have done in the films over the decades, and now you are doing that as well. So where did your love for the Ghostbusters begin, Kieran?
When I was a young boy, I'm too young to remember the original film. First of all, so I grew up on Ghostbusters too. Used to make Proton Packs out of cardboard boxes as to run around the house, pretend to catch ghosts. And yeah, it all sort of spiraled from there. And I think it was when I joined the community, obviously different groups, and my passion grew for more of it. Then, as I say, back in 2009, I thought, there's not a Ghostbusters group in Southend. Let's try and see if we can start something. Not realising there was other people in the area that loved the franchise. And yeah, it was this little con in Southend. We met each other and it's all spiraled from there.
It has, but it's spiraled in a beautiful way. There are these groups all over the world that adore the legacy that is Ghostbusters, and you all come together, and they're all doing different things. And I've seen all the different patches that people have as well, which is fantastic. But there's clearly something special about your community where people come together, and it's not just about the film; it's about caring in the community. It's about charity work, and you've done some great things over the years with the group. What have been some of your favourite and proudest moments, Kieran?
Oh, I think it's raising the money for the charities. We went to Leicester Square. We managed to raise about £1,000 in 6 hours for children. We've done countless amounts of charity work over the year. We did a 5.5 mile walk from one end of Southend to the other in full gear to raise money for charity. We've done quite a lot over the years. We've done various cons and obviously events and stuff like that, and yeah, it's just I don't think I can pick one moment because there's been so much that's happened. It's been brilliant.
I love the fact that this franchise that meant so much to you as a child, it stuck with you and it continues to inspire you and inspire other people, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And I love passionate people. I love it when groups come together and talk about the things that they love, but not only that, but share it with the public. And you do that in such a fun and engaging way, which is why I'm really excited to see more of you at the Comic Con on the 3rd and 4th of May this year. And we will get to that a little bit later on. But first of all, let's talk about these suits that you've got for yourself. How does one begin making their own Ghostbusters suit, Kieran?
Well, it's just a start. Obviously, I've got a suit called Magnolia, which is a custom-made one because I'm a bigger person. But you can get anywhere. You can get the boiler suits or just coveralls, all sorts. I started off with just a normal boiler suit that wasn't anything like it should be in the film. Chucked a couple of patches on it, designed the Ghostbuster Southend Blue patch.
Yes.
Went out and just started doing it. Like another member of our group, he had a scratch-built pack from Wood and MDF. It's just put things together, you find things over time, and you go out and just pretend you're catching ghosts.
And that's what I love. I mean, the fact that anybody can get involved with that element of cosplay is beautiful. Many, many years ago, I went out as a Ghostbuster on Halloween with a friend, and we made our own suits. It was fun. We went and got a little boiler suit. We made, again, a proton pack out of cardboard, covered lots of it in tin foil. There were old Hoover pipes coming out of it. And I've got a very fond memory of dancing the night away in quite a few nightclubs here in Portsmouth. This was the days before social media, so I'm glad that some of those photos don't exist. But right now, I would look fantastic in a Ghostbusters suit. And I believe you're trying to get as many people there as possible for a Ghostbusters group photo. Is that right?
Yeah, so Portsmouth Comic Con want to get as many Ghostbusters in one place so they can get a big photo on the steps of Guildford Hall and try and get a big photo of it and just see if how many people we can get there in flight suits, children in coveralls. I say you haven't got to have all the gear to be a Ghostbuster. You can turn up in a flight suit, even just a patch on a jumper. You're still a Ghostbuster in our eyes.
I love that. I mean, it's going to be a fun photo to see. Over the years, I've seen people from Star Wars and the world of DC Comics and Marvel, and there have been Ghostbusters there in the past, but I would love to see that sight of so many Ghostbusters in one place. Because the Guildhall, it looks quite like a New York type building. It could quite easily look like it's out of the film.
It does. Last year, there was obviously in the original films, same with the Frozen Empire, the two lines at the Usual Library. And we reenacted trying to grab up there, grabbing the bin bag. And I recreated the photo where the line looked like it was turning. So we were on the floor like it's getting for us. And yeah, it's a brilliant set for some really good Ghostbuster photos.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we had the Ecto 1 there last year. I believe that is coming back there again this year. To see that in person was magnificent. I had a great chat with Austin last year about how he's brought that to life over the years. And again, another passionate person that will be coming back to the show. But I'm looking forward to seeing you engage more with the public. I saw what you did all last year. You brought some fantastic props along. Everybody wanted to come and say hello. What is it about when you're out there in the public, in the suits? Do you feel like, a bit more as a Ghostbuster when you're out there with the public?
Yeah, so it's when you put on the flight suit, obviously you have your normal life and you have your cosplay. Like, as soon as you put the flight suit, instantly changes you into that character. You feel like you're the Ghostbuster. Like, so we'll sit down with I remember our group, James, he has Slimer on the back of his backpack. And he goes to the children, can you see a ghost? And they go, it's behind you. And obviously we're all saying, no, it isn't. But then we've got other things where we'll carry smoking traps around. We have a containment unit as well. So we get the kids to load up the trap, put it in there and say, a light as green, trap as clean, as we say. But yeah, it's just, there's a fun about making the public think, and obviously the younger generation that love it, that it's real. It's not just people playing dress up. This is what we want to be, and this is what they can be if they choose to do it when they're older. If they want to go to the cosplay thing.
I love that, because, I mean, as kids, we didn't get events like this.
No.
We didn't get Comic-Cons. We barely got comic shops here in the UK. And that is what I love now, that every town has got pretty much their own Comic-Con now. Portsmouth has been here since 2018, and I'm only seeing it grow over the years. And it's done some fantastic things. And with them bringing you on board and making it more of a community experience and an event for the whole family over the whole weekend, it's wonderful to see. And what have been some of your fond memories from Portsmouth Comic Con over the years, Kieran?
Oh, so we only started doing it last year. The last year was first year, but it was brilliant. The interaction from the public and the people coming in and saying, like, your stuff's brilliant, and asking about yourself and how you got into it. It's brilliant. And also, I said, the amount of children there and the public that interact and go, oh, this is brilliant. Oh, can we see this? And we interact with them by showing them traps, goggles, all that sort of stuff. It's a fantastic, it's been one of the best Comic-Cons we've ever done. We've really enjoyed it last year, and we're super excited to come back this year with even bigger display with some more stuff we've got planned.
Oh, now we won't give away too many spoilers, but what can you tease about what you will be bringing to the event this year, Kieran?
We will be bringing a lot more of the interactive side.
Hello.
We'll be bringing full-size props that currently have just been finished and are being built at this moment. I've currently, as soon as obviously we finish this podcast, I will be resuming on another life-size prop that we are currently building. We've started on it last weekend. We're hoping to get it finished next weekend. So yeah, a lot more to come.
Well, I'm trying. I won't keep you for too long today. You sound like a busy man. The event's only a few weeks away, but I know you will deliver the goods, as they say, Kieran. So
Nice.
with the Southend-On-Sea Busters, as it were, how many members do you have?
Well, we have 6 members now. There's myself, we call the OGs. And
Yeah.
myself, James, and Rich, we met together at the Southend Comic Con, and over the years we've gained new members. A friend of ours, Chris Carter's joined, another friend, Darren, who's also known as the Magic Ghostbuster, and our friend Carl, who lives in London. So we've got different people. They're not all in Southend. We've got a guy in Ockington, a guy in Basildon, a guy in London. It's just we all met at various events. We've all come together, and we just share the love for the franchise, and it's all about making people happy at the end of the day.
I love that, how it's different characters, again, coming together, much like the Ghostbusters in the film, all different walks of life coming together to celebrate something that brings you joy, and at the same time bringing other people joy. It's a beautiful thing.
It's brilliant. We have obviously the 6 Busters, but we also have there's another group in the area that does different cosplays like DC and Marvel, and there's a guy there who looks like Rick Moranis. So he's like, come along and do Tully. And he's been doing it with us for about 4 years. My partner, she does the gatekeeper as well. She's got the wig and the dress. And and we've also got another person who lives up in Birmingham who does Goza with us. She's a brilliant Goza. But
wow.
Yeah, she does that. But yeah, it's a different, we all come together and we all do things together. We all travel all over the country. We're like, if we're in another area and there's another group, we'll go, come, let's do this. It's spreading the love for it. We just love it.
I love that. Well, I hope when you're at the Comic Con this year, you get some more people come along and hopefully join up as well. You can hopefully host some auditions for the next Buster.
Yep, the next generation. When we get too old and tired, we give it up. We can pass it along.
I'm pretty sure you'll never give it up, Kieran. That's what I love about it. So Ghostbusters has been around now. It's been around for quite a few decades. What do you think is so magical about it that it continues to captivate new audiences?
I think it's the world of the unexplained, obviously the world with the paranormal stuff, and you've got the serious side of the paranormal and that, but with the Ghostbusters you can have fun with it. It's acting like you've got a massive machine on your back and you're catching them with this wand and you can trap them. And I think it's, as it goes along with Afterlife and Frozen Empire, it's just gonna carry on a new generation. Like obviously it's 40 years old now. I would have been 6 months old when Ghostbusters 2 came out. And like I said, I picked it up as a child, and 36 years later, I'm still doing it, and I'm wearing the suit, and it's a magical film. It carries on 40 years of just comedy. It's not a serious film. It can be fun, it can be silly, goofy, but still have the seriousness of the characters in the film. It's a fantastic movie.
I mean, they for me, they never get old. It's a film that, growing up in the 80s and 90s, Ghostbusters was always there and always will be. So it's got that fantastic form of escapism for new generations, but also the nostalgia element as well. It's why I loved seeing mums and dads show their kids last year, Ecto-1 and the Ghostbusters, saying like, well, you've got all this stuff today. This is what we had back in the day. This was our passion. And it comes together with this experience that families do have an event where they can share passions and learn more about what everybody is into. But seeing the fact that, again, seeing that Ecto-1, especially last year, with all you guys standing around it, it was quite surreal to see, because all your suits are so wonderfully accurate and screen accurate, as are the props. And to be able to get up close and see the scratch on a Proton Pack, to see a chunk coming out of the plastic on it, it really gets you into a part of the moment. So let's get a bit more into these Proton Packs, because they are impressive. How do those come about?
So then, as I said, when I first started this, I built one out of wood, so did a friend of mine. But there's a guy in Kent called Ben of Kent Props. He offers up resin kits with like metal motherboards. And I went, do you know what? I'm going to go down the route of doing it. And you get all the resin parts and bits and bobs. And as it come along, I'm putting it together. I'm like, wow, I have a Proton Pack in front of me. And like, I got the lights and sound kits, and we get you can get some real parts from America that you can get shipped over. And when you put it together, and it's like you're wearing it, and it's like, wow, it's just something you saw on the screen and on the movies back in the 80s and the 90s. You have one in front of you. It feels real. When you start the deactivate button and you power it on, it rumbles on your back. It's just surreal. Like, so like you say, you mentioned about the dings and the scratches. Like whenever, because obviously these are big things. We've been on London Underground in them. We've been on banged into walls, each other. You get scrapes, you get scratches, you get cracks. We leave it. We don't go, right, we've got to fill that, because it adds to the effect that it's been used. So it's just, they're heavy, don't get me wrong. Mine weighs about 30 plus pounds. So there's obviously the other guys. Sometimes we can have them on for days and days at a time. Like, I remember James has just got the slime blower from Ghostbusters 2. And that weighs around 80 pounds. And yeah, it can cripple you. You can see yourself like slowly inching down after a few hours wearing it. But there's just no feeling like wearing a pack. It's crazy. Brilliant.
Well, I'll tell you what, at the Comic Con this weekend, I will relieve you for a while, because I need to get a Proton Pack on my back to feel the weight of it, just to get an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you said you did the charity walk. Was that with the Proton Packs on as well?
It was. We were caught on, that was for autism awareness. And we did that from Shoeburyness to Westcliff, which is about a 6 to 7 mile walk. And we walked all down the seafront. We had people stopping us for photos, raising money. And someone actually caught us on one of the local social media websites. Like each borough has their own website about the local community and us walking down. And yeah, it just, that sort of prompted people to go, oh, can you come and do this for us? But yeah, sure. If we're available, we'll do it for anyone. It's just, if we can raise money and help people, that's what it's about. It's not about us wearing Proton Packs and doing stuff. It's about us helping other people.
I mean, that is that Ghostbuster community spirit. You know, you're not out there saving the streets of New York, but you're making smiles and you're raising money for charity at the same time, which is why this energy that you bring to events is so magical. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that at the event, because I've seen what you can do. It's going to be exciting. And I did get to see what you got up to at the Royal Albert Hall. Now, Tell me a bit about that. That was magical.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Obviously, we got there and we're setting up all these the inflatables and stuff. And they went, do you want to see your dressing room? Dressing room? What? And they're taking us underneath and next to the orchestra, Ghostbusters fan club on the wall. And it's like, okay. It's like they're leaving us all this food and stuff. I'm like, I'm only here to entertain the public. No, this isn't me. This isn't me. But yeah, we did all that. And obviously there was busters from all over the countries, various franchises came down. We were there with Ecto 1. And to see the film in the orchestra as well, it was magical. And obviously there was an introduction by Dan Aykroyd and Eric Wright, the top guy at Ghost School, was there. And it was just a magical night to be in such an iconic building, watching that film that you grew up with, surrounded by thousands of other fans. It was just magical.
I mean, I've only been in that building once, and I can't wait to go back. Like you, I went for a live orchestra, a movie event. It was for Superman 78. And when that film started up and the orchestra started up, pretty much like yourself, I know that film from frame to frame. I know every single note of music, but when you hear that music in that hall, it hits in such a different way. And for you to finally see that film after a day of raising smiles, happiness, and awareness, it must have made that just so special for you.
Oh, absolutely. We was there early morning setting. Obviously, we took all the display stuff, the ghosts and stuff, to set up for the public to have pictures with. And we sat in there, and obviously, come the end of the day, we're all like, getting tired now. We've done all that. And then right, we sit down in the seats, and you look up, and you see the screen, and then you hear the music you've grown up with live by the son of the original composer. It was magical. It's sitting there watching it, and like, you have an intermission. Obviously, people can go outside. I'm like, no, I don't want it. Just keep playing it. I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It's just fantastic.
It certainly hits in a different way. And I mean, I'm so happy that the Royal Albert Hall and other concerts around the country are bringing new fans of cinema and music out to events like this. Because, again, when we were growing up, there was nothing like that.
Yeah,
there were live orchestras playing some sort of songs from the movies, but right now there's events happening all over the world. And again, in Portsmouth, there's an event. When this episode goes live, it may have already happened, but later on in the year, there's a John Williams concert event, an open air event where they're playing all the songs from all the movies, which is going to be amazing. But it's when you get to see those films in such a unique setting with a live orchestra, it is very, very special. Now, this could be a hard question for you, like, picking a favorite child or a favorite Proton Pack, but have you got a favorite movie or a favorite scene from the Ghostbusters movies, Kieran?
It's a hard one. I love all of it. It's just, obviously, I say Ghostbusters 2 was my favorite of the franchise growing up. But I think for the original film, it's got to be when they go to the Cedric Hotel and the first hunt where they catch Slimer. It's like the part where Egon does the poke with a PK. I'll go around and just do that to random people now, and I'm doing it big, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just reacting to the scene." Yeah, I think growing up, it was Ghostbusters 2. It was the Vigo part, being obviously the end, of they come down on the Statue of Liberty from the museum. It's just so many great parts from the different films. It's hard to pick one.
There is so much magic there for it. And again, everyone has a different memory or a different scene that they remember. And I love that, you do recreate scenes and you mimic moments in the movies as well, which is a fun thing.
We went to New York last June and we went to the place that was the Museum of Art in New York. And I went, do you know what? Why don't we recreate the scene where they're coming down the steps at the end of the film, chanting to the crowd and waving? A member of our group, Darren, who does editing, he edited in the original film the crowd, so it looks like we're coming down as the crowd are cheering. But we were up in the Statue of Liberty and we were singing higher and higher, going all up to the top of the crown. If any chance to recreate it, we'll do it.
That's it, right? We're going to have to do something with those steps. We're going to have to try and find something. We're going to have to find some slime. We're going to have to find some moments to recreate some more scenes for you.
Absolutely.
At the Portsmouth Comic Con. Because it is, again, it's for people that do go to a Comic Con and those that haven't been to an event like this before, they're going to see some amazing things. They're expected to see characters from the movies and TVs and comics coming to life. But I think what makes it surreal is the people that are just going off to work in the morning or not expecting to see villains and heroes walking through the streets of Portsmouth. But I love the fact that you were on the underground in your suits. That must have been a great day. I'm sure you got a few looks that day.
But yeah, we've been to the premiere for Ghostbusters Afterlife, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Obviously went in full gear the first time around, and we went to Leicester Square to the charity work. We went in full packs and was like, we're going to wear them on the underground. So we're on the train, and obviously we're on there in full gear, and you've got a load of football fans getting on the ground to going, oh, Ghostbusters, we're having pictures on the tube, and you get the sneaky people with the phones trying to take pictures, and we catch up. No, go on, take a decent one. We don't do sneaky. But yeah, you can even walk down the street. Like we'll go down to, there's a local event down the road from myself, which is like a street event for local charities, and we'll do that every year. And we walk down the main road and you get people shouting out, Ghostbusters, who are you going to call out the car? And it's just brilliant. If you can get someone going, oh my God, I saw the Ghostbusters today. That's job done for me. It's just,
that's all it takes. And I love that. You can just nip home. If you're having a bad day, you can go home, just nip on the jumpsuit, just have a walk around the shops and get a bottle of milk. They can just raise your spirits.
Many times, I've wanted to go to the shop and go, right, I'm going to put the flight suit in the pack on, just see how many looks I get whilst I'm getting a loaf of bread. But yeah, it's just brilliant. It is fantastic.
Where do you hope to see this franchise in, say, 20 years' time? And what do you think Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters will be doing then?
Oh, it's a hard one. Hopefully Southend will be thrive. New members, younger generation joining, where us old people just sort of, a bit like the originals, you can't do it anymore. You can't wear the packs. Oh yeah, I think Southend will carry on for many more years to come with the younger generation. The actual franchise I can see just growing and growing. I know the director wants to do another one. He's talking about another one. There's a Netflix series coming as well, like an animated series. So it's only going to keep going and going. Ernie Hudson says he wants to do more films. I can see it. Got to keep going and going.
Now I can see there behind you some fantastic shelves filled with merchandise. Yeah. What's one of your oldest pieces you've got on there?
One of my oldest pieces would be the Lego Firehouse.
Wow.
And that's like 4,000 pieces. That took ages to build. I'm sitting there going, I want to build it, but my hands can't actually snap any more Lego together. But yeah, I've got some really really great stuff. Like anything with the Ghostbusters logo on, I've got to have it. I've got to grab it. I've got stuff from. It's just every film I've got different stuff from. Like same with the other guys at the films. Like we've got rooms full of stuff. A member of our group, Darren, actually holds the Guinness World Record for the biggest Ghostbusters collection.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's a I mean, I'm sure he brings that up at every conversation because that's some serious, that's good blagging rights, that one.
Mm. Yeah,
But
he's got the nearly 2,000 items, I think it is.
so we talked about the Lego piece. What's the most unique item in your collection that you've got?
Oh, unique item. I've got a latex glove, which is a pull from a replica mold of the original Stay Puft Hand.
That's pretty unique, Kieran. That's pretty unique.
It's signed by the guy who actually wore the suit, and he actually made it. He rebuilt the Armac frame. He pulled it, Billy Bryan. He was at a Comic Con a few years ago. He went, "I'm offering these. They're signed, basically reproductions of the original one. Would you like to have one?" And I was like, "Yep, absolutely." So it's currently in a little screen case. I've got a few other things from.
Keep that safe. Keep that one safe.
2 things from different movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, if money was no object, sir, what item would you love to have in your set?
It has to be a free and used original Proton Pack. I think it's like, obviously, as everyone knows now, Southend-On-Sea were in Frozen Empire.
Yes,
and
we can get to that.
We saw some amazing things. We saw Proton Packs and original items from 84 and 89. And it's like, can I take it? No. You're seeing things like...
They're quite strict with the inventory lists on movie sets. They're quite strict now these days.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just seeing all that stuff, and like, if I could have anything, it would have to be an original pack of some sorts. It's just anything relating to the original movie.
That's the thing. We will talk about that now. I mean, you've clearly got this beautiful love for this franchise, for this movie, and this whole company, as it were. What was it like for you? Because you mentioned there that you were in the latest movie. When that came about, how did you react?
Oh, I was flabbergasted. It took a while to sink in. Obviously, I had a message on Instagram from Eric Wright, the Gobbang son. He went, "We're looking for some extras in the film. Would you like to be involved?" And without obviously telling the rest of the team, I instantly went, "Yes." And I said to my partner, I went, "You'll never guess what I've just been asked to do." And I had to sit down. I was shaking. But you always have that doubt in your mind that something was going to go wrong. You weren't going to get it. So I won't get my hopes up too high. Then we was told to contact the costume guy for a fitting. And yeah, we went down there for the costume fitting. Obviously, you had to act like we were New Yorkers, wearing all the New York style clothes. And then at the end of that, they went, "We just need to get Dan Aykroyd to sign off on your costume." And the director, I was like, "Okay, wow." And then they went, "Would you like to see the inside second floor of the firehouse?" So they took us up into this, and I'm sitting there looking, there's the fire pit. I'm like, wow, it's just, and that was only the costume fitting day.
So what was it like being on sort of the actual set, as it were?
Yeah, well, we got there in the morning. We was obviously had to make sure we was all dressed and that, and everyone had to get some, because I've got Ghostbusters tattoos. I've got a No Ghost logo here. I've also got the Revelations tattoo Ray has, and they went, "Can't have them." So I was in makeup for an hour, getting them to cover it up. And then we went on set, and obviously it's a massive, massive building. You're going through thinking, like, it's just going to be a replica. It's not going to look anything like it does in real. And you go through the building, and you see the firehouse fully built, the roads, and I was like, you instantly feel transported. Except for seeing the massive green walls where the green screen was, you're sitting there going, this can't get better. You're sitting in the firehouse, and it does get better, because standing in front of you are Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Hudson, Annie Potts, and Paul Rudd. I'm going,
as moments go for somebody that is such a huge ambassador for the franchise, you must think this is rather a full circle type moment. This is
absolutely. We're standing here, they're going, right, you've got to act like you're cheering and doing certain parts of the film. And then you turn around and Bill Murray's there and he shakes your hand. And another member of our group had tattoos on his arm, and he was talking to Paul Rudd. And he went, "Oh, this is Kieran." And Paul Rudd's gone to me, "Hi, Kieran, I'm Paul Rudd." And he shakes my hand. I'm like, I just shook hands with Ant-Man and Mr. Gruberson. It was, and same with like talking to Ernie Hudson about his coin collection. Collects coins, and McKenna Grace asking if we're all right because we're at the back doing it. No one made you feel uncomfortable like you were a nobody. Everyone made you feel like you were a friend or a part of the franchise, and even down to like the director shaking our hands, Jason Reitman having a chat in between scenes. It was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
And I mean, I absolutely love that for you. It's clear that all of this means so much to you and has meant so much. But as you've grown over the years, and the group has, it seems that it's only given you a greater admiration for the movies that made this all happen. And for you to be a part of the filming process now, and to be a part of, the legacy of Ghostbusters, because nobody can take that away from you. The fact that you were in Ghostbusters is such a magical moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, it was, because we all thought that maybe because of the filming process, none of us would make it into the movie. It was, but obviously you were there, you did the stuff, but if it happened, it happened. If not, it was a bonus. Then the international trailer came out, and I was watching it, and I'm going, there's a certain scene, part of the scene, and you can see me in the corner with the phone, holding it up, pretending I'm recording. And at this point, I'm still not allowed to say anything. So I've had people going to me, I've just seen, no, it's not me. No, it's not me. It's not me. Not me. No, it's not me. And I had this for a good 2-3 months until the film came out. And as soon as we're all sitting there at the premiere, because we was actually in the screen with obviously all the people in the film, we were sitting with Gil, Keenan, McKenna, Finn, and obviously our scene comes along and going, all right, okay, here it comes. And then we all see ourselves make it, and we're all grabbing each other going, yes, it's happened. It's in there. But like I say, seeing yourself in the New York setting, knowing you weren't there where they've added all the effects and stuff, it was marvellous. Like I say, we went to New York last year just because most of us hadn't been to New York yet. So we did the pilgrimage, as they say. I had to recreate my scene in front of the real firehouse as I was in the film. So I sat there with my mobile phone going, and I side by side the screenshots.
Well done.
Like, it's just, it's silly little things like that. It's only a tiny fraction of a part. I think it's only good 20, 30 seconds of the film. To know that you were asked to do that, it's history.
It's the thing. There's no small parts, as they say, Kieran. There are no small parts there. But for you, just for that moment to be in that film, know, your friends and family know, and the community it knows. And I'm sure this is going to be a fantastic thing that you talk about at the event when you're interacting with the public, because people will love to hear that story.
Oh, we've got many more stories. Same with we've met other members of the film from different Comic Cons. Obviously, we met Billy Bryant, who's the original State Puff, told us a few stories. And Jim Fryer, who was the ghost jogger, Tony Scaleri, and the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters 2, was telling us stories about the set of Ghostbusters 2 and about certain characters doing stuff. And it's sitting there hearing that and talking to people that actually were there in 84 and 89. It's like, I never thought I'd actually meet these people, even though talk to them. Like we did, I think it was Comic Con back in 2019 or I think it made it in 2021, sorry. And Billy Bryant went, do you fancy coming back to my hotel at the Hilton to talk about Ghostbusters? And I'm like, we're sitting in the Hilton in full gear in the lounge. I'm talking to Billy and I'm going, there's a cast of Harry Potter. There's Julia Roberts' brother. I'm sitting there going, I can't understand what's going on here. We're just sitting there talking about things. And like, it's just amazing how 3 friends, people that came together over the love of Ghostbusters, have just managed to accomplish so much.
And that it's not easily done. One of the lovely phrases that I admire is, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And a lot of people could turn around and say about the Ghostbusters and the Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters that, oh, you're really lucky you get to do all this stuff. It's not about the luck. You've put the work in. You've literally walked miles and miles with heavy proton packs and in the suit to not only continue the admiration that you have for this franchise, but to let new generations know. And that is why these movie companies want you on board. It's why companies like Portsmouth Comic Con want you at their events, because you bring magic to it. And when the public see that, when other people see it, they're going to be inspired by what you are doing. They're going to want to get involved, because there are franchises now that are still coming about. I mean, there's still a huge world of gaming, films like Harry Potter and the Twilight series. There are films that are going to have a resurgence in 20 years' time. And it's going to be people out there doing the same thing, talking about what they love and sharing their passions. And you're doing a
it's like you
fantastic
say.
job of that.
Thank you. It's like you say, the Twilight franchise and Harry Potter, they're a good 10, 15, 20 years old now themselves. And you still get people now doing it and obviously wearing the Harry Potter stuff and doing the full-on costumes and the Hogwarts houses. And there was an event in London, I think last year, was devoted to Twilight. And everyone was there just as their favourite characters. And it's just, there's films now that are very small, have a fan community, but like you say, in 20 years' time will become iconic that will then have their own generation of people wanting to do the same thing.
And it's wonderful. And it goes back to passionate fans.
Absolutely.
It's fans having a voice and an outlet to share what they love talking about. I mean, we've been around. This isn't our first rodeo when it comes to fan events or Comic Cons. 10, 15 years ago, the word nerd or geek was still quite a dirty word, sort of thing. And especially in the UK, I mean, I know when Portsmouth Comic Con started, many people didn't know what a Comic Con was. It was a new thing, a new experience. But I think over the years, it's becoming more common and a great day out. And people are especially coming to Portsmouth Comic Con and realizing what a fun weekend it can be.
Absolutely.
What for you I say you've been to the event before, what stands out from Portsmouth Comic Con that you've seen at other events?
I think it's the sheer amount of interaction with people. The actual building itself, the whole economy, it's fantastic. Like we were in that part where we had like a room last year, and we walked outside to get a drink and a bit of air that we took in turns. And the amount of people outside on the steps and the interaction was amazing. It was just the amount of people that you're there, and it's like, oh look, it's the Ghostbusters. Oh look, it's Star Wars. They're not going like someone dressed up. They're going to their children. Look, it's the Ghostbusters. They're real. It's just fantastic. It's a brilliant environment. It really is.
It is truly an immersive experience. And you say the Portsmouth Guild Hall is such a unique building. The fact there are so many different levels and different rooms. Then you've got the outside where they use those stairs so well when it comes to the cosplay parade and for photo shoots. But as you said, I love walking around and having photographs with anybody that is willing to have a selfie. I love interacting with cosplayers from the community. And it's when you see characters from different universes, connecting that you would never see normally, whether it be Star Wars and Star Trek or Ghostbusters and Superman. What have been some of your favorite cosplay moments over the years with other characters?
Well, we've taken pictures with a few like Indiana Joneses, a few Jokers, Batmans. The brilliant thing is you can have it just works. You're not going to go, oh my god, why the Ghostbusters with Batman? You can do a crossover. You can make up silly like phrases, stuff like when Batman couldn't handle the Joker, so they called the Ghostbusters to get involved. Or there's been so many over the years, like Stranger Things. Obviously, the Stranger Things with the Ghostbusters as well. We had there was a Comic Con where we did, there was loads of Stranger Things characters, and David Harbour was there, Hopper, so we took a picture of him as the Ghostbusters. But you can get so many characters. And obviously, the recent ones would be Fallout as well. We had Red Dwarf. We had a picture with Danny Jules and the guy that plays Rimmer. It's just Chris Barry, sorry, I forget his name.
Barry, yeah. Wow.
And we're sitting there, and obviously we're all wearing this, and my mate James, who's wearing the black suit, the engineering one, he's going, "Oh, you must be the commander." And he was doing all this, and you can have a picture with anyone in any cosplay. It's fantastic. I've had pictures with the Simpsons. I've had pictures with the Flintstones. It's just fantastic.
It's great. I mean, there are going to be lots of professional. There's people there in cosplay and professional cosplayers as well. I know the Dream Team, some fantastic cosplayers that work in Portsmouth and with Portsmouth Comic Con. They've got some great guys, and Belle would look great with a Proton Pack. You've got Belle from Beauty and the Beast. They've got Iron Man. That could work as well. But you just think all these different characters coming together to put on a Proton Pack would be so much fun. And I can't wait to come down and put one on myself. So
absolutely.
If you were giving somebody advice that had not been to Portsmouth Comic Con before, how would you persuade them to try this weekend for the first time?
There's going to be a lot there that's going to blow your mind. It's obviously we've spoken about certain things, obviously certain things being kept secret then, but even I've been, and I'm saying go. And I know what's happening. So it's going to be big. It's going to be better. Basically strap yourself in. It's going to be an adventure.
Oh, I like that. That needs to go on the poster and the brochures. But that is it. I mean, when I'm not talking about Superman on my own podcast, I'm talking about Portsmouth Comic Con. It really is one of my favourite weekends of the year. Working closely with Nick, Kurt, and Kelly over the years and seeing this event evolve into this wonderful experience, I can only see it getting bigger and better over the years, because the one thing that hasn't changed is the passion that these organisers have for the community and the experience. It's so inclusive. It's so fun. Everything is part of the whole package. And knowing that you guys are going to be there is going to make it an even more fun weekend. Now, Kieran, thank you for your time today. I'm so very, very grateful. I'm looking to find out more about you. I'm sure you're going to be turning up at Speaker's Corner and talking at some panels. But in the meantime, where can people find the Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters online, sir?
So we are on Facebook. Just search the Facebook group, Southend-On-Sea Ghostbusters. We're on TikTok as well. We do a lot of little silly videos and reenacting scenes. That's sos.gbuk. And we're also on Instagram under SOS Ghostbusters UK.
You're everywhere, and I can't wait to see what you get up to in the following weeks and for all the posts that you share whilst you are at the con and over the weekend. Kieran, thank you for your time today, for everything that you do for the world of Ghostbusters, and we'll be seeing you soon.
We will indeed.